Alright folks, I'm going to give you a view while I'm walking. One other safety tip I like to do, and it might just be me, is when I'm poking around the edge of these rocks, I always take my backpack off. Or, if you're not walking with a pack, leave something right over here on the tree line. I'm a solo hiker. If something happens and I accidentally slip, and I tell you right now, there's so many deaths in the United States because of this foolishness, of people video camera and walking towards the cliff. Listen, I'm not anywhere near the end of that cliff right now, and they fall over. So if an accident doesn't happen, at least somebody's going to find some evidence of where you were last. When I just sat here and took a break, and I did look over that, my pack was sitting right there by that stump. So if I did accidentally slip and fall, somebody would at least find me. Wouldn't be alive, but at least they'd find me. So now I'm just going to walk this trail for a little while and show you some of the views up here. I'm going to go walk through this pine forest, hemlock forest. I really don't think there'll be much for a view. I think I have one more viewpoint, and that's right at the top of the mountain of Caribou. But when you get above the hardwood forest, this is what it's like. I tell you, it's beautiful. It really looks like this trail had just switched back, and because I came up right over there, and I'm just going back down to descend and probably climb that other peak over to the right. And as I was talking about earlier about moose country, this trail is right full of moose droppings everywhere. It is so nice up here today. Very little breeze. Probably 60 or so outside. More moose crap. One thing also, folks, is don't ever walk with your hands in your pockets. Your hands in your pockets do you absolutely no good when you fall. I told my daughter this. I'd rather bring you to the hospital because you broke your wrist trying to prevent a fall than take you to the hospital because you need to have your jaw wired shut and all new teeth put in you. If you don't know how to fall, folks, don't put your hands in your pockets. Don't ever do it. So looks like I'll be doing some climbing here. My object for lunch is to get down to Keens Falls and just take my shoes off, my shirt off. Hopefully I can find a nice little sunny spot. I'm guessing it's only probably maybe a mile and a half from that outlook. That's my guess though. Another thing, folks, is I'm also not afraid to get lost in the woods. I hate to say that. I've been lost so many times in my youth, it's ridiculous. So if I want to go bushwhacking, I'm not afraid to. I always carry a map of my location of where I am, and I always have a compass. So if I do get squirrely, I always can pull the map out and know where I wanted to go. Take a reference point. Every map is located north, south, west, and east somewhere on the map. Take a location and walk back to the road. And yeah, I always carry stuff with me. Fire starter, whatnot. I always have a sweatshirt with me, and I had a long sleeve shirt with me this morning. I always have a pair of dry socks and another dry t-shirt with me, if not two. And I also carry a winter hat. You might think that's a little excessive, But when you're up here and it gets dark out, and you're above 3,000, or I don't even care, you're above 1,500, it gets cold at night. And really, I'm not afraid to bunker right down on that rock right there for the night, make myself a little cubby hole, start a fire, put my feet up, and relax. Really, the only way I'm spending a night out here in the woods is something happened to me, or I got really turned around. And you know the old saying, stay put. Start a fire and relax. Don't panic. Huh. Here we go. This is more like it. So, I'm gonna turn the phone off. As you can see, I gotta climb to the summit. And you really don't need me huffing and puffing when I can concentrate on my breath and not jibber jabber. Alright folks, this is the top of Caribou Mountain. Right straight ahead of you is Mount Washington and Notch. You can see all the snow up there. Yeah, there's some clouds up there, but you can tell there's snow there, over on that other peak. But look at this view, folks. Get yourself out here. I am so glad I have the time right now to be able to do this during the week. I know it's coming to an end very soon. The physical therapy is just coming along really great. I'll be back to work before you know it. And these weekday hikes turn into weekend hikes with my girls. The next 2 weekends we're busy. I got folks coming in Thursday. And I tell you, I can't wait. Haven't seen them in quite a while. It's gonna be nice. So a little thing about alpine hiking, folks, it's not for everybody. These trails aren't beaten paths. These are rock ledges. These are your trail markers. These rocks. So if you're ever above tree line, folks, please don't remove these rocks. These are the rocks that mark the trail. They're little pyramids of rocks. And as you can see right here, I'm standing here trying to find the trail. My guess is probably going to go over to that rock ledge or that rock ledge. And then it should be descending to Keens Falls. But I tell you up here, my friends, there's a big lake over there. Looks like there's a river system way out over there. Man, it is nice, it's breezy. It's a little chilly up here. Can't tell you a lie about that. I want to hang out here. I just have a t-shirt on, it's actually saturated with sweat. So I'm just going to walk around this ledge right here and see if I can't find a trail system. It's got to be somewhere. The problem is there's so many trails off of the main trail because everybody wants to walk on the ledges, but I can see right here that there's a little form of rocks that somebody placed here. So, you know, you always can stop and just add a couple rocks to make it just a little bit more visible for people. Really, there should be one right over there at the start of this trail after you go through this blueberry field. Yeah, that's muddy. So the environment in the alpine is very fragile, folks. I don't have my trekking poles. I won't use them up here. And really, walking around that mud hole wasn't the thing to do, but what am I gonna do? Well, hello friends, I made it to the falls. This has to be short. I ran out of room in my phone. I had to delete a few apps to video this little clip. So which way is easier going up and which way is easier going down? Flip a coin. But if you decide to go up the Caribou Trail, you're going to just follow this river all the way up through its beautiful waterfalls after waterfalls. The other way is more ridges and more trees. A little steeper. This one is a lot of rocks, so it's really a coin toss which way you want to go up. Easily done in 4 hours if you just keep trudging at it. I'd give yourself 5 to 6 hours if you have a family. Take your time. It's all about that next step. One foot in front of the other, folks. Trek on, be safe, have fun. So I'm ending up my day. I don't think I have much farther to make it to the truck, maybe 100 yards. But I would just like to say that I met 4 people out on the trail today. A young couple, maybe 20 years old. What a great couple, both of them smiling from ear to ear, absolutely loving life. Met another lady solo hiking, probably in her 30s, all smiles. Stopped and chatted for a few minutes. Met a young kid, probably about 20, solo hiking. Great conversation. Stopped, probably chatted for 5-10 minutes. One thing I can say, anybody you run into doing this is only out here for one reason, because they love it. You're only going to meet friendly people. Yeah, you might want to meet people that don't want to talk. That's totally understandable. Might give you a nod, head nod, might say hi, whatever it is. But they're not out here because they don't want to be out here. Bring your family, bring your parents, bring your grandkids, bring your friends. Wow, look at that gnarly thing. That right there is one heck of a burrow. You could cut that off. Woo! That'd make one huge bowl. Crazy out here. Things you see are amazing. But anyways, bring anybody out here. Show them how nice, how enjoyable, how beautiful the woods actually are. Double deuces, my friends. Travel on.